paper, I will recite one or two, then you can copy me. Mano buddha hamkara cittani naham na ca shotra juve na ca grana netri na ca vyoma bhumi na tejo na vayu Chidananda Rupa Shivoham 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 Shivoham. Friends, we were studying the yoga aphorism of Patanjali. This is about the mind, and he is analyzing the mind. What is mind? How the mind takes different type of thoughts. What happened when the thoughts are crossing our mind? So we were studying this aphorism. We completed a few aphorisms up to fifth, 5 aphorism, and here we find this, the 6th aphorism. Patanjali is mentioning Vrittaya Panchattayaha Klishta Aklishtaha. How wonderfully he analyzed the waves of thoughts that is crossing our mind are 2 types. Is painful, it is not painful. Klishta, aklishtaha. And different type of waves that is passing through our mind. This is called vritti in Sanskrit, the waves of thoughts that is leaving the impression on our mind. So that will come afterwards when Swami Vivekananda is explaining. This is the wonderful literature that Swami Vivekananda he has explained on these aphorisms, and this is very, very important for those who like to be successful in their life, because everything depends on our mind, and through the mind only we can achieve everything. So that way our mind, this is getting a wave, receiving an impression from where? Pratyaksha, direct perception. We see something and we get an impression in our mind. Oh, this is a shrine, and in the Hindu shrine gods and goddesses are there. They may be varied. How are you getting it? By direct perception. When you are visiting a Hindu temple, we get it. When you go to some other places, we get it. This impression comes. Then Viparjaya, wrong knowledge. We are getting some idea, getting the impression, but wrong impression. That is also impression, that is also knowledge, but wrong knowledge. When you see sometimes some of the trees, it seems just like our mango tree in India, but no, it is not a mango tree, but almost similar like that. This is a wrong knowledge. From distance we find something wrong knowledge. So this way it goes. When some people, visitors, they came to visit our Arunachal Pradesh center. I told you that it is inside the jungle. So obviously there are tigers are there. They have heard about the stories. The total impression that whenever they will go to our ashram, they will find tigers. They will see tigers, as if tigers are waiting there to see them. Tiger would have been happy to see them, of course. But anyway, so from there, And they saw it was drizzling, and on the crossing of the other side of the bank, there is also jungle, continuous jungle. And they couldn't see properly what is that. Suddenly, obviously there is no people naturally where from this came. One cow came down. It was standing on the, and there these people are shouting, there is a tiger, this tiger. Then I understood. And why on a cow they are seeing tiger? Why? Because of the impression. The strong mental thought, whatever. Sometimes when you are going in a train, I don't know how many of you, particularly younger people, they may not have traveled in the train, and particularly old-fashioned train, when they are running, is making a sound. And whatever song or thought or wave or poem you think, as if you will get the support from that sound. Why? That is like that. So this way, pramana is a direct perception, is knowledge that comes on our mind, impression on our mind. Then viparyaya, that means wrong knowledge. Knowledge, but wrong knowledge, false knowledge. Vikalpa, verbal reaction, verbal knowledge, verbal impressions. Someone is narrating you something and you are imagining about that. Particularly the children, when they hear the story, they are not actually listening to that story. Their mind is going and then forming all these things. So they go and then float in that world only. So that way, that is also an impression, verbal impression. How it goes on when we are telling something, so we have to be very, very careful, particularly those who are teachers, particularly those who are parents, particularly those who are seniors. When you are telling something, it must be perfectly clear, so people should not think in another way, in different way, but we cannot. Most of the time, we always add whatever impressions that we are having. Sometimes some people will be saying, Swamiji, you must listen to that song, such a nice song. If you listen to that song, what will happen? Shall I leave or shall I die after listening? So they will be telling in such a way, but when you listen, you don't like it. But it's difficult to say that I don't like. So what to? So this way the impressions they are trying to create. What we should do, we must be very, very careful about when we are taking those impressions, because it is coming to our mind. Why all this analysis? Because it is the individual human mind. And that individual human mind, our mind, my mind, I must be careful what things that I am taking. When you go to the food store, we are purchasing something, we are so careful. Is it perfect? Is it all right? Then only we will take. Then why not the thoughts? That's also the food of mind. Why not the sights, seeing that we are seeing? That's also we must be careful, because it is also food of mind. So pratyaksha and pramana, viparjaya, vikalpa. Then another thing, nidra, sleep. That is also a wave. That's also keeping impression, leaving an impression on our mind. How? Look at it, how scientific they were. Because after the sleep, when you get up, you remember that you didn't have any dream in that. How could you remember? There must be some impression, that's why you can imagine. So if this is not science, some people will be criticizing the religion is just faith, some belief. It's not based on science. If this is not science, then what is science? The human psychology they have analyzed in such a way, then one after another will see the prama. Prama means knowledge. From slowly it's coming pramana. Pramana means that it is proving something, that it comes from knowledge. Wherever you go, when you are going to the court, you have to prove. There will be some lawyers will be there, they will be supporting you and against you. What they are trying to do, trying to prove. And how do they prove? So the pratyaksha, anuman, like this it will go. In Vedanta, they say, according to this pramana, Charvaka, there was a rishi and he said, nothing is there. When you are born, and when you die, everything goes. So as long as you are living, enjoy. So never care for the past, never care for the future. This is also, and still the Charvaka philosophy is there. Followers are there. I came in contact with one such person and he was shouting, you people, the Vedantin people, you are spreading Vedanta, you do not know Charvaka. Don't be angry with me. You follow your Charvaka. What is there? You enjoy. But I don't see, it doesn't seem that you enjoy your life even. You are so angry with everyone. So that philosophy is also a philosophy accepted. Why? Because they are also giving some argument. Anyway, now comes the Samkhya. They say pratyaksha, direct, anumana, inference, then agama, words. It is written in the book that in such and such year there was a king, we accept it. Somebody is coming and telling the professors, visiting professors from different places, they are narrating about so many knowledges, we are accepting. And when we read the scriptural books, we are accepting, religious books, we are accepting. This is also the agama. Then pratyaksha, direct, anumana, inference and agama. Nyaya philosophy, Samkhya and Yoga, they follow this, and Nyaya philosophy, they add one, upama. Pratyaksha, anuman, agama, upaman. Upaman, as if I saw an animal, as if like a horse, but it cannot run. So that is also a knowledge. That is upama. It is all comparing something and getting some knowledge. It's just like that, but it is not exactly that. Then what is it? That's also a type of knowledge. So this Vedanta says 6 pratyaksha, anuman, agama, upaman, then arthapatti, anupalabdhi. That's also pramana. So how deep they went. Just there is God, and then believe it, then you. That is only for those who are beginners. In the path of spirituality, in the path of religion, when you are beginning, you do not know anything of it. So they say, believe in my words. And the guru, the preceptor will come and say, take this name, go on uttering this name, fast 108 times, then increase it to 500, then 1000, then goes on. Then what happens? All other impressions in your mind stopped. Then you can understand what the other things are coming. It's so difficult. So when we are going deep into that philosophy and understanding it, it's really very difficult. So subtle. And what is the way you are approaching? Through your mind. Where is the problem? In your mind. Think of it. When some problem is there in our physical body, we go to doctors, and body is separate, doctor is separate, medicine is separate, instrument is separate. So it is so easy to understand what is the problem, and accordingly they give the medicine. Slowly through our experiences the medicine developed, so that way it goes. But what about the mind? It remains same. There is no laboratory that you can go and then put the mind over there and then clear it and all this. Is it possible? Only to rectify your mind, you have to use your mind. And who can help you? Only you. You only can help your mind. So understand, so subtle, so difficult it is. Urdharet atmana atmanam. There it is very clearly it says, I only can give you suggestion. Son, you have come to me. Oh, my disciple, you have come to me. I can tell you these are the things, that's all. But who has to fight? Who has to do? You. Urdharet atmana atmana. You have to help your mind to go on. How? Then they say, see, these are the things. You should be careful. Whenever you are seeing something directly, it's called pratyaksha, you are getting an impression there may be something wrong. Because even in the direct perception also, it is nothing, there may be wrong something. I am seeing something, I am imagining something, and anumana also like this, arthapatti anupalabdhi. Then comes another mithya jnanam or tadrupa pratishtam. The pratyaksha we have learned. Now it comes viparjaya. What is this viparjaya? You know, in Bengali or in Indian language, in Hindi, in Sanskrit, viparjaya. What is that viparjaya? Something, mishap has happened. And they say in the Prakriti something has happened in the natural viparjaya. So that was not to be happened and it has happened, extra rain or these waves and or earthquake, something, that viparjaya. And about the knowledge what happens? Mithya jnanam or tadrupa pratishtam is a false knowledge. We hear something, a false knowledge not established in real nature. How? There's a classical, they will be telling that instance he will give, particularly in Vedanta, there is a rope and little darkness. You come to that way, you see that rope, and then you shout, snake, snake, snake. It is only rope, it's nothing. Then one person come with a light or a torch and show that it is nothing but rope. Immediately all your fear goes away. So that person is called Guru. He comes and teaches you that you need not to be afraid of, this is only a rope, and that's called light. The moment the light is thrown on that rope, your fear is gone. In this world also, we are also shouting, oh, everything is going away, this happening, that happening. Then ultimately someone comes and says, what happened to you? There is nothing. Then it is knowledge. When you are a child, we love so much, so many things, football and the dolls and the kites and these and that. It is so much to us. Then the more we grow, more we understand this is nothing to us. How? Knowledge. So knowledge is the light. And through that light, we come to know all these things. Mithya jnanam or tadrupa pratishtam. Then it says, Shabda jnananupati vastu shunna vikalpaya. In the 9th, it says, Shabda jnana anupati. Somebody came and said something, but that actually is not there. Vastu, the item or the thing about which it is said, it is not there. But just by hearing a word, a sound, we are imagining something. Shabda jnana anupati vastu shunna. And this is very important for our day-to-day life. Something we hear, we see, and we jump into conclusion. This is this. And that creates the problem. So a person must be, after hearing or after seeing, after experiencing, be quiet, judge, and then take the decision. So this is very, very important for our day-to-day life also. We had so nice friendship. Somebody came and then said, you know what is commented about you? This he said or she said. Immediately we come into conclusion, oh, is it? I am not going to keep any connection with him or her. Vastu Shunna. There is nothing such like that. Only you have heard, and whole of our life, if we look back to our life, you see in our own life, so many times, again and again, this thing has happened. Who suffered? I have suffered. What happened? All the impressions has come on my mind. And what is happening? I am developing a character of negativeness. So one must be very, very careful. Otherwise, without the positive ideas, it goes on like this, long back. What happened? Somehow the information came, a holy thing has been stolen from a holy place. And immediately all the people, it happened thousands miles away, but it spreaded like the wildfire, and the local people immediately thought, must be other group, they have stolen, otherwise who will do like that? It is a sacrilege, so go and kill them. 50 people were killed in that riot, innocent people. They never knew what happened, so innocent. But these people, they killed in them, 50 people. Then only they came to know, no, it is already there. Only the person who was responsible to look after, he placed it in a different other place. So it was misplaced, but not lost. So Shabda Jnana Anupati. When you hear something, we develop an idea, that is jnana, that's knowledge. But Vastu Shunna, it has no value, nothing is there. So this goes on and on, and that is they call Goebbels philosophy. In the Second World War, that person from Germany, he was going on telling these, and he had a philosophy. He said, if you tell them false 100 times, it becomes true. People accept it like that. 100 times if you go on. There are stories like these also. One person was carrying, he had purchased one goat, and it was a small little goat, and he was carrying on his shoulder. He was going. Then the villagers, naughty people, they came and said, oh my God, why you are carrying a dog? You are a Brahmin, why should you carry a dog? I said, dog? I purchased a goat. I am carrying it home. The first person when he came, he heard. Second, he was waiting somewhere. They are all planned. When he went to that, the second person suddenly came, oh my God, sir, why you are carrying the dog, an ugly dog, dirty dog, leave it over here. Dog, it cannot be. He went, but doubt came. He himself purchased the goat. He saw it is a goat, and he kept it on his shoulder and going. And now this person came and said dog, another person came and said dog, and he started thinking, is it dog? When the third person again came and said, why you are carrying a dog? He threw that goat, thinking that he was carrying a dog, and he went and bathed in the river and thought himself, oh, these people have saved me. But they were there waiting, they carried the goat, and you know what happened. And these things always they do. Why? First time, second time, third time, when you go on hearing, you believe it. Why? Swami Vivekananda is telling, because we are weak. Because we don't have the confidence on ourselves. Let them say, I know what it is. I must do it. I must practice it. I must go in this way. So to practice religion, you need lot of strong mind and discrimination. So many things have come. So many things goes on. And unless and otherwise, I am remembering some of the incidents I am not going to tell you. So this way it always happens, so many things. And that's why this one, Shabda, Shabda means the word, Jnana, after hearing that word, some knowledge is dawning, coming, understanding, but it has no such reality. Vastushanna vikalpaya. Wherever there will be ignorance, this type of things happen. Wherever there will be weaknesses, this type of thing happens. You know what happened when I was there in that Arunachal, I used to pass through Assam, there's a tea garden, huge. Tea garden laborers, mostly illiterate people. Suddenly I found there 500, 600 people there singing bhajan and dancing. What happened? Someone told, in this tree, Mahavir Hanuman has come. And if you go and pray at the root of the tree, there you can go, you will get whatever you are wishing, praying, it will be successful, you will get your prayer answered. And thousands of people are coming and so that way, just somebody said something, suppose Mahabirji is there, what I am going to ask, let me first think. Second, if I am going and asking, if I get, what will happen to me? So that way they are not rational, they are simply going on emotional. And when they are not getting this thing, they are losing faith on religion. Why? Weakness, ignorance. That's why religion means knowledge. Religion means strongness. How it will come? It will come only after discrimination. Abhava, pratyaya avalambana vritti nidra. Now, lastly, they say, you have to remember the first, on the 6th aphorism, they were telling pratyaksha, then viparjaya, vikalpa, and then nidra is also there, one of the vrittis, the wave on the mind. What is our mind? Nothing but different type of thoughts, millions of thoughts. It's all passing, and nidra is also one of that. Why nidra? This is very important. To prove there is something is there which sometimes we call as God, sometimes as soul, sometimes as Atman, sometimes as Brahman, and then personified that as Christ or Buddha or Hazrat Muhammad or Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, like that, whatever name, we mean that only. What is that? We don't have any idea. And through this nidra, we can understand a little bit of it. How sometimes our mind are not thinking anything. Dreamless sleep. When you are dreaming, the mind is active. When there is no dream even, and there is no activity, where the mind was. Remember, mind means a flow of thought. Now the flow of thought is not there. What was there? If the flow of thought is not there, that means mind was not there. If the mind was not there when I get up from the sleep, where from it came back? Shall I kept it in the bank locker and then again took it back? Where from it came back? So this is called philosophical arguments. And this way you have to prove the mind was already there and it was not getting impression, that is an impression. Abhava. Abhava means the dreamless sleep is not an absence of thought wave. Swami Vivekananda is explaining, dreamless sleep doesn't mean absence of thought wave, but an experience of nothingness. Look at it. When there is no dream, it doesn't mean that there is no wave of thought, but wave is there, nothingness. That thought is nothingness. There are three different conditions are there in our mind. Jagrat, Sapna Susupti, the awakened state. Now our mind is active. And because all our organs are active, we are hearing, immediately some thought is reaching to our mind, it's creating waves in the mind. After listening, sometimes we are understanding, sometimes we are not, sometimes we are misunderstanding, sometimes thinking in a different way. Whatever may be, waves are there. We are looking at something, immediately some impressions are coming, smelling something and touching something. So Chakshu, Karna, Nashika, Jivha and Tak. And with all these 5 organs, knowledge is coming, impressions are coming. Where? In the mind. What is happening? Waves are coming. Someone came and touched from the back, touches, immediately we understand who is touching. So that way, through our skin also, we are acquiring knowledge. And that it's called ahara, food. Food is coming from all these 5 things. So this food is also one of the things is nidra, is very subtle. There, mind is experiencing nothingness. We can imagine when the whole house was full, our home was full. Now, my son has come, daughter has come, their grandchildren has come, and it's full. Then that's Thanksgiving or in the Durga Puja time, all families meeting together, house is full. Someone will come and complain, oh, where I will sleep? My room has been taken up by someone else, and shouting, and this is going on. After 5 days, when all things are over, you all go to the airport, see them off, come back. When you enter into your own same home, what do you feel? Nothingness. There's also an experience. They were there, now they are not there. So that is called nothingness. The experience of nothingness also an experience. In the sleep also, when we are experiencing nothingness, then comes sushupti, dreamless sleep called sushupti, where the mind was in the chetana consciousness. And that is the ultimate of every human being, of every being. Why human? Every being. Small children, when they are sleeping, just a month or even 15 days, 10 days children, then sometimes they will be smiling, dreaming. What do they do? How the mothers will say, all the elderly ladies, they will be telling, oh, see, he is dreaming, she is dreaming, smiling sometimes, suddenly crying sometimes. Why? Well, from the dream came, because the child has not experienced anything in his life. It is only maybe 10 days, 15 days old. It has not experienced anything. Where from? The impression came. A dream means what? Something we see, and then we are sleeping, that thought comes, and so many things we have seen. So sometimes it's mingled up, and sometimes it comes as it is, sometimes the imagination. Suppose we observe a movie where we see a tiger is chasing someone, maybe the Tarzan, and when we go to bed, we are sleeping, we find the tiger is coming to me, same tiger. Instead of Tarzan, it is me. But it is only just imagining. Dream is like that mostly. And some people will ask, someone told, Swamiji, I saw a dream. I told, what did you see? I cannot tell you. It's so terrible. And you still, if you are mentioning it, if you say, maybe that at least your mind will be clear. And no, it is about you only. And you can tell me that. Anyway, there's no problem. Please tell me what you have seen. At least you be free. Let me suffer. No problem. I am in suffering. So many things are there. So one more. No problem. Then he said, I saw you are dead. And now what do you see? I am not dead. So you saw somebody dead. Now, instead of that somebody, I came suddenly over there. I was there. Now I became dead. I am not dead. Anyway, it is okay. No, I saw in the morning only, morning dream. It comes true. Suppose you are not seeing in the morning or seeing that I am dead, I am going to die someday. So it will be true someday, not right now. So like this it goes, dream, and so many people will be, the Raja Bimbisar, the king Bimbisar, he saw a dream that so many elephants are chasing from every direction, elephants are coming. Then he woke up, the king, naturally, everything is so important, immediately called all that court priest, and they called, this is the dream, what is the meaning of it, you calculate and tell me. And priest they sat, mostly they don't support each other, but this time they became united. Why? If we can make the king believe that what our explanation is correct, then he will give us lot of money. And that way they planned. They said, went and told king, we calculated, all of us, the same result. Enemies are coming from all directions to attack you. It's very dangerous for you. And please don't tell us the next step, what we are seeing, like this. And what is that? They will be attacking you, arresting you, killing you. So we are not going to tell you. They told and then said. Then what is going to happen? How can I save myself? Oh, that is, of course, the process is there. This graho, this star, and these things are there. So if we are appeasing them through a yajna, and then only you can be saved. But for that you have to give so much of gold to each and every one of us. You have to distribute so many cows. You have to. King told, okay, you organize all the whole puja, the sacrifice and everything. I will give it to you. Then he went out. I am going to be saved? Yes. Then king was going. Suddenly he met one young sannyasi, a monk, bright. He is sitting under a tree. The king stopped, went near him. He was Lord Buddha. Bhagavan Buddha, he was sitting there. The king and told, I am Bimbisara. And this is the dream I saw. Can you explain? Immediately Buddha said, before going to bed in the night, eat little, light food. You are eating so much in the night and creating problems, so that is light food and go to bed, you won't see all these things. Go. And he said, yes, it must be. And this man is not asking for money and showing any. So all these things are false. You know why? These all Brahmins became angry on Buddha because of this. And he was going on explaining all things so simply. Someone came to Lord Buddha and asked, can you please tell me something about God? Then Buddha asked, have you seen God? Oh, no. Your father? I don't think. Your grandfather? I don't believe. Then why you are asking for something which your whole generation didn't see? Rather, go and practice Satya, truth, Ahimsa. And these 5 things you practice in your life, you will realize the God. This man came out and started shouting, Buddha never believed in God. So this way all things. So explanation, Lord Buddha, when he was explaining religion only, but is very simple way. But people in those days who were earning money using religion, they never liked it. So this thing happened. Why? Shabda jnananupati vastu shunya vikalpa. And then come abhava pratyaya avalambana vritti nidra. What is sleep? And sleep is, there is no wave of anything in the mind. And when we come up, we feel like that. And nidra means feeling of voidness. As I was telling, many times used to feel when we come, particularly when I was with my Gurudev, and and thousands of people coming and going on 7 days. After that, everybody went away. We came back from the airport. The moment we entered into the ashram, everything is there, but as if nothing is there. That voidness. So that is called experience of nidra. That proves that even the sleep is also a wave. So this way, anubhuta vishaya asampramosha smriti. Now we are coming to that conclusion. We will read up to the 12th aphorism. What is smriti? Smriti means memory. Some people are so sharp. They will be immediately seeing and immediately telling and everything. It takes me so many days to remember a name. And some people will be remembering names, even a telephone number. The smriti is so strong. How it happens, particularly all children, students, they try to develop that memory power. The moment that memory power is there. And what is this? When we are experiencing some subject or perceiving some subject, coming back to the mind is a kind of second thought. That's called memory. What is memory? We have experienced something, perceived something, it went down somewhere, and then the moment we are clicking to it, it is coming back. Then the other day, it's called that deleted. In the computer, they were typing something and all this stuff. Suddenly it deleted because work was over. In the beginning, as I was not knowing much of computer, I was thinking, wow, where it has gone, what will happen? We need this again. Then I went to the trash or deleted object, again it came back. I remembered its memory. Somewhere it was there, right this moment it is not active, but it can be bring back. That is called smriti. Now in the computer science people, they are explaining, they understand it. But when in those days, maybe 3,000, 4,000 years ago, when even the historians are telling there was nothing, no civilization, how these people could discover these things? Because they had a very, very illumined mind, not intellectual mind. Illumined mind. What is that illumined mind? Experience. And what is that experience? Direct perception of the consciousness, on the basis of which the whole thing is going on. This is the consciousness here. This memory, experience subjects coming back again, it's called almost like the second thought. And this is very important. If there is a happy memory, you are always happy. When the memory comes back, particularly when you are old, when you don't have friends, when everybody has gone away, you are only left to yourself, memory is very, very important that time. Kruto smara, kritagam smara, kruto smara, kritagam smara. Why should we do good things? Why should we help others? Why should we think good? Just to give an impression to the society that I am a good man? I am a good person? No. What is the basis of morality? Just because the law is there, society is there, police is there? No. It's only for you. If you are thinking bad, you are going to suffer. Why? Because the thought has gone down somewhere waiting to come up again. And that thought is tormenting constantly and people suffering, and that is called hell. Hell doesn't mean that we will go somewhere. Hell is here only in our mind. Naraka Bhasha means where? We will go somewhere, dekha jayega Narak Bhas. But it is not dikha jayega, it is here only. You have to suffer, if not in this life, in next life, in next life, in next life. So that is the rebirth theory of the Hinduism, reincarnation theory of the Hinduism. That proves, at the small child that I was quoting, the child of 15 days, 20 days, 1 month, not having any experience in this life, but smiling, but crying, behaving so peculiarly. Why? Because of the impressions of the past life. The more they grow, more those things goes down to the deleted portion. But it is there waiting. Any moment it can come back. And that is why when the Sri Krishna was telling to Arjuna, that I have done in the previous life this, Arjuna was wondering, previous life, when did you say? Only you were born along with me. You and I are just almost the same age. And I said this to the sun and this and that. Arjuna said, how can it be? What is your age? Then he said, you don't remember, but I do. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, the moment he saw to Narendranath, the young man of 17, 18 years, he entered, and then Sri Ramakrishna stood up, folded his hand and said, oh, you are the same Narayana, the God. You are coming down to this earth to help people. He said, Narayana? I never seen Narayana. I am the son of Vishwanath Datta. I was born in 12th January 1863 in Calcutta. Why you are calling me like this? Even he was thinking in his mind, this man is good, but lost his mental balance, of course. And what proved? So this is the truth. Sometimes some people, they are telling from some experience which we cannot imagine. And that is called consciousness. This smriti is coming from that, and one must be very, very careful about, because this is the basis. And this comes from direct perception, pratyaksha, then from the wrong perception, wrong knowledge, then the verbal knowledge, then from the sleep. All the impressions that we collect, it goes to the store, and that store is named as chitta. In English, we call only mind. And that is the problem. You cannot explain the mind in that way. And in Sanskrit, they have made the compartments and given the different names. Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahamkara. I. And that I consciousness is Ahamkara. And that is the source of all these things that is going on with the source of electricity. In this, outside it is so cold, inside it is comfortable. Why? Electricity. If the electricity is not there, everything will be equal. So that way, all people that they are surviving because of that I consciousness. But when it goes too much of it, when it starts hampering the others, that is called ego. That same I consciousness is called ego. So afterwards, how this chitta, storehouse of all the impressions. Now how to control these bad impressions so that we won't suffer afterwards? It's telling the 12th aphorism, Abhyasa Vairagyabhyam Tan Nirodha. You have to control all these things, only 2 methods. There is no other third method. You have to go on practicing. Whatever we do, we only practice. And in English they say practice makes a man perfect. The more you are practicing anything, you know, it's so easy. So that's why practicing, previously they used to call, nowadays everything is in computer, we're handwriting. So in our childhood, all seniors used to call us, go on practicing. There will be some Rabindranath Tagore's the nice handwriting, they will be giving that. Go and practice this type of handwriting. Practice, 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 but then only you will get some development. In everything, walking, cycling, we learn, and then it becomes so easy. So, abhyasa. And here, one thing more, vairagya. Abhyasa, practice is common. And then one thing more, vairagya. What is that vairagya? Viraga, detachment. The moment you are attached, you are suffering. When you are detached, you are not suffering. So many things goes on in our mind. So many things happen in our life. When we can detach, no problem. And how we can detach? Discrimination, vichara. So this is the life of human beings. Some people will be behaving like this, some will be like this. My life should be like this, so I go in this way. Some people will come and join you as a friend. Some, after remaining for some days as friend, they will also go away. Some new people will come, they will become the friends. And then again some people will criticize you, and those who were criticizing you, you were thinking their enemy. From them also some people will be your friends. This way life goes, just like the train. A train is moving, you are in the compartment. When you are getting in from a station, some people also from the same station, same place came and joined. Then in between, some of them they goes away, some new people come, and then those people also go away, some other people come. Some people will continue their journey along with you. Life is like that. It comes and goes. We should not be so much attached to this. The more you are attached, what happened? You suffer. And when you are not attached, what happens? Normal. And it was going to happen, it has happened, okay. So what shall I do? Shall I also kill myself? And by killing myself, shall I be free from the suffering? No. Because it's not the body whom I am killing, destroying, body only. I was reading in the newspaper one young little girl of 16 years. Some of her friends, they were criticizing her just through, and now the messaging, they don't talk each other, they will be messaging. If you don't read message, what happens? The moment you see it, just erase it, okay. And suppose you are dead, now who lost? Your parents only. Suppose you are dead, do you think you will be free from the suffering that you were having while in the physical body? No. Where was the suffering? In the body? Your friends never came and touched you. They never beat you in the physically. They were sending only wrong messages to irritate you. So it was in the mind. And where the mind has gone, along with you. So mind is the impression. Mind has no body. You cannot kill it. You cannot burn it. So it goes, because like the impression, it goes in the ether. Same thing. So it is also same suffering. So we have to tell these people that these are the scriptures, religious books. For whom? For the human being. And human being is what? Only mind. So this is so important. If you have any question now on this topic, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we can discuss about that. Of course, today I'll be very busy. At 4 o'clock there's a meeting. I'll be going and inaugurating one program. And then from there I will go to Manav Seva Mandir. Many of you must be knowing. There I will go and I will speak on Vivekananda, the embodiment of Bhagavad Gita. So that is an interesting topic. So that will be there. So if we have any questions particularly, yes.
What help you mentioned of Shuddhi? Does it help if I start with prayer silently, as if you have the sleep of nothingness in the mind?
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand. The Sushupti. Yeah.
Like an experience of nothingness in
Yeah.
the mind. Is there a
Oh yes, because that is why they always say, before going to sleep, think something very holy, something very good. And when you are before going to sleep, you are thinking like that, you go to in that only, and that gives you happiness. So something very good when you are thinking, that will. And this type of good, that is why the japa. What is the means of japa? All this in the Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, all they'll be telling, repeating the name of God, repeating the name of God. What for? Just to counter the bad thoughts, good thoughts. So that is the way. Similarly, if you are reading something good, and then when you are thinking, going into that sleep in that position, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to say, then when he used to lie down, he used to lie down on his back, and he used to imagine the goddess standing on his chest. And he used to imagine that divine, the goddess standing and slowly going into sleep. So that type of way, if we are practicing, other thoughts, this go away. That is the way we can help. But totally vacant, that is another thing. First you have to counter one thought with another thought. Then both you have to remove. In our country, what they used to say, ask, if you have a thorn somewhere in your body, pluck another thorn, and with the help of that thorn you remove it, and then throw both the thorns. So with that good thought, you are countering the bad thoughts. Then you have to forget both good and bad. That calls a very high mental condition. It's very difficult, but possible through practice. Any other questions? Yes, please.
You use the analogy of a train, the mind being like a train, where people are getting off and on. So these people that are getting off and on in your life, are they there to teach you, help you move on to the next level? And those people that stay, that elevate you, because you have not learned.
See, this is the one time in our life we meet so many people. So in an atmosphere we grow up, we are born in that family atmosphere, then the neighborhood, then we go somewhere settle that neighborhood, then we are married, so the in-laws, families. So many people are coming in our lives. We are joining in a service, those people are also. So one after another, so many people are coming. Good impression, bad impression, good thought, bad thought, good. So it goes on like that. But what I was trying to say, if you are attached to anything, anyone, good or bad, you are going to suffer. If it is bad, you are going to suffer. If it is good, when you are not having that company, you will suffer. So that's why you have to be with them, but without attached with that. They again say, the boat should float on the water, but water should not go inside the boat. The life should be like that. That way if you go, it's a wonderful journey. Some experience is bad, some experience is good. Swami Vivekananda in one point of time he is telling, I bless my failures, I bless my follies, I bless my mistakes, because by that I have learned so many things. So that way only we have to go. Yeah, please.
Is the mind eternal? Does it have an end?
Mind as such is not eternal. It has an end, but it merges with consciousness and then it ends. Consciousness is eternal. Mind is a part of that. Reflected consciousness is mind, but it is not consciousness. But it is all the organs that we see, of that mind is so vibrant and active Unless it is having the consciousness, it cannot be, but actually it is not conscious. Reflection of the consciousness comes on the mind. But ultimately, what happens, the mukti, God realization, the mind merges in that consciousness. So it,
So through incarnations, different incarnations, does karma travel with subconsciousness
yes.
from one birth to another?
Person means the same person, only the figure, the body changes, name changes, but the same mind it travels. Because the mind is the impressions. With that impressions only you are going. If you read the biography of Bhagavan Buddha, there is a Jataka, again and again taking birth. And there Bhagavan Buddha is telling, so many times I was born, I can remember now. I was a bird, and I was an animal. I was an ordinary person somewhere. I became a king sometime. So it goes on and Jataka Galpo, all the stories of the Jatakas, that proves. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is also telling you, the moment he could see, immediately, oh, that man was there and this man was there, like this only. So that proves that we are carrying our impressions, changing the body only. Some people are so cruel and they'll be killing people. Do you think there is no punishment? Just because sometimes they will be arrested, they will be behind the bar, after 12 years they come back, that's over? No. Because of the mentality. Next life again they may take, they will be born as an animal, suffering somewhere. They must have to. Whether you believe it or not, this is the truth. So that is the reason one always tries to become good. That is the reason. We carry our mind. We change our body. In the Bhagavad Gita it says, as one is changing the old clothes, similarly the Atman, it changes the body. That's all. Yes.
Some of the scriptures typically talk about the sequence, mano, buddhi, ahankara, and all that. But it seems like actually it's the other way around. First comes ahankara, then buddhi, then buddhi.
Oh no. This is Shankaracharya. He is composing a sloka. So to keep the meter, that's where they have. And actually what happened? The ahankara was created first. The God was creating, and when the God created, he wanted to be separated from the creation. How can he be separated from the creation? In the Christian mythology, you will hear the same story in a different form. There is a one man and the woman, there is Adam and Eve. They were free, they were roaming. Suddenly someone came and then gave an apple, then told it, eat it. They ate it. Then they started feeling about the body. Body consciousness came. When the God came to in their front, immediately they were covering their body. God understood. Body consciousness means something has happened. I, ego has come. Ahamkara has come. So this banished. So same story in our also. The God created, then that he saw that the moment he is creating, these people are all going and meditating. He said, what happened? Why they are meditating? Then he understood he is not separating them. How to separate? Put the ahamkara. The moment God put that ahamkara, it was separated. What is that apple? This ahamkara. That knowledge, body consciousness, ahamkara, I. Here in the Bible, in that Christian mythology, is telling that another person came. That term is a shaitan. And in the Islam, you will find the same story in a different way. How the shaitan was created. That story they are telling. God created man, and then he called all the divine beings to come and pay respect. One only they said, how can I pay respect to a person? And the man, a human being. I am divine, I won't do it. Then God banished him, he became the Shaitan. So these two different type of stories only, but the truth is the same. We are nothing but divine. Only division between God and me, one, I consciousness. When that experiences, I understand it is not me, it is you. Yes, sir.
The question that I'm going to pose to you, I have posed to Swami, I forget the name right now, that without the ego, it is nearly impossible for me, I'm talking about myself, to function.
Yeah.
And then, once the functional truth is attained, I simply return it back. But without the ego, I'm unable to function.
Yeah.
So when we say give up ego, what do you mean by this? Because I only really need the ego in order to function.
See, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna answered to this. We cannot live without that I consciousness. And the more we are I consciousness, the more suffering of birth and death, death and birth circle. How to go beyond this? He said that ego, that force, you just transfer to God. More firiye dao. You just turn it towards God. Whose ego is this? God's ego. Why I am doing? God, because... So that same ego is working but without attachment. Whatever I am doing with the God. Swami Vivekananda, I am just giving that all the, see that our mythology, Rama and Mahavira. Mahavira, Hanuman was doing everything. Himself. He could himself beat the Ravana. He need not to take the help of the Rama. But after all those things, he said, Rama has done. I have done nothing. Swami Vivekananda, he alone, when everybody was opposing, whole Indian country was opposing, criticizing, he was working over here for whom? For India. Those people only. And then when he went back, when the people accepted him, when they were giving all, shouting that glory to Vivekananda, then he said, it is not Vivekananda, it is Sri Ramakrishna. So we have to work like lion, but at the same time, you give it to the God, same ego is not binding you. That is the answer. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you are explaining the functioning of the mind, it's possible to understand, but the problem starts while trying to control the mind. Now, how much does karma fall affect this progress?
See, controlling the mind means what? That is also another. So I cannot annihilate my mind. It will be there. And when the mind is there, thought will be there. So same answer I will try to give as just now I was talking. Whatever we are thought is coming, we are thinking, I am thinking of God only. Suppose I am trying to meditate on a particular thing. Sometimes students are advised to imagine that a lamp is burning and imagine that the flame of the lamp, and then after some time meditation is over. But when I am walking, if you imagine, I am walking along with the God, all alone, but thinking that the God is there, you are talking with God, mixing with God, behaving with God, all the time. That is, as that brother Lawrence in his book he is explaining, and the Christian saint, the famous saint, he is also explaining that the mind will be controlled. That Ma Saradamani Devi is telling, Baba taposya ar ki, monta ke ishwarer paye rakha. What is this austerity? What is this spiritual practice? Only keeping the mind on the feet of God, remembering God. So when I am eating, I am thinking, my God who is inside, He is taking bathing everywhere. That is also meditation, controlling of the mind. So that you also can do.
But in spite of that desire to control the mind, the karma fall may prevent me from...
That's true, that's true. Let there be karma phala. As Ma Sardamani again, she is telling, it is the duty of the mother to clean the children and then take the children on her lap. We may make mistake, but sincerely if we go and tell the Divine Mother, I have done something, this and that, now I want to be away of all, free from all those impressions. Please help me. Will she not? Of course she will. I have done so many things, every one of us we do. Then what is there? We will go and just pray to Mother. I'm sorry. Sometimes children will do some mistakes and they will go to Mother and say, I'm sorry. And Mother will forgive. So similarly, our Divine Mother will also forgive simply with great sincerity if we go and pray. These are the only options, these are the only paths by which we can reach to this. Do you have any questions, the students from there? Okay. So nice you have come here, most welcome. You are from which college, university? Okay, very good. Now we will conclude, let us conclude with that same mantra. It is the last mantra that you will, it is there in the paper. The sixth stanza, the sixth sloka we will chant. All this time Shankaracharya was telling negative. I am not this, not this, not this, not this. Then what I am? Then now he is telling positive one, sixth one. Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupo vibhutvacha sarvatra sarvendriyanam navasangatam naiva muktirnamiya chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Friends, I like to tell you, many of you, almost all of you, you know, 9th and 10th, there will be the 2 days function there at Hilton Hotel, and lunch is also there. So for that, the hotel authority asking us to submit the names or the numbers of the registration. So those who have not registered, many of our devotees and the volunteers, please register your name. So that we can get the total idea. We have to give to them at least before 4 or 5 days so that they can prepare the food. There will be some people around, they will just come in walk-in as they called, but our own people who are known, please register. We have a website that chicagovedanta.org. There you go and you will find that 150th birth anniversary program is Chicago Calling, and there you can just click register, pay directly. From there your name will be registered. You will also get a receipt, and when you are coming with that receipt, everything will be all right, and we will also send your names to the hotel authority. This is necessary, otherwise it will be difficult afterwards. We are going on pursuing them, we will give you like that. Please help us. Thank you very much.